Hare Krishna Prabhuji, that was from Prabhu. Are we okay to start, Prabhu? I think
Yes,
devotees
Prabhuji.
will be joining.
Yes.
Prabhuji, you will share the screen or how is that, Prabhu?
I will share the screen with you. Yes.
Yeah, Prabhu. Hare Krishna devotees, Dandavat Pranam. Welcome to Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Today we are very fortunate to have the association of His Grace Premavasya Prabhu, who will be sharing the nectar from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto number 5, chapter number 14, sloka number 33 and 34.
Yes,
Hare Krishna
Prabhuji.
Prabhu.
Hare
Over to
Krishna,
you.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. So, welcome all to this Bhagavatam class. So, let's start. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parjana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakhan Vitamsha हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेशा गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्ते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरे वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिया वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा. So today in this Bhagavatam class, we are going to discuss on Srimad Bhagavatam 5th Canto, 14th chapter, verse number 33 and 34. Evam avidyani avaruddhano mrittu gajabhayat tamasi giri kandare praye. Synonyms and translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So I will read verse number 33 and 34, and then we will have some reflection on these two verses. Evam, in this way, Advani, on the path of sense gratification, Avaruddhana, being confined, he forgets the real purpose of life. Mrityu Gaja Bhayat, out of fear of elephant of death. Tamasi, the darkness. Giri Kandara Praye, similar to the dark caves in the mountains. Translation. In this material world, when the conditioned soul forgets his relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead and does not care for Krishna consciousness, he simply engages in different types of mischievous and sinful activities. He is then subjected to the threefold miseries, and out of fear of the elephant of death, he falls into the darkness found in the mountain cave. Purport. Everyone is afraid of death, and however strong a materialistic person may be, when there is disease and old age, one must certainly accept death's notice. The conditioned soul becomes very morose to receive notice of death. His fear is compared to the fear experienced upon entering a dark mountain cave, and death is compared to a great elephant. We read text 94 also. क्वचित चित्त क्वचित शीतवात आदि अनेक दैविका भौतिक आत्मीयनाम दुःखानां प्रतिनिवारे अकल्पः दुरांत विषय विसन्यः अस्ते. Kochit, sometimes, Sitavat Adi, such extreme cold and wind, Aneka, many, Daivika, offered by the demigods or powers beyond our control, bhautika, offered by other living entities, atmiya nam, offered by the conditioned material body in the mind, dukkhanam, the many miseries, prati nivarne, in counteracting, akalpaha, being unable, duranta, insurmountable, vishaya, from connection with the sense gratification, visannaha, morose, aste, he remains. Translation: the conditioned soul suffers many miserable bodily conditions, such as being affected by severe cold and strong winds. He also suffers due to activities of other living beings and due to natural disturbances when he is unable to counteract them and has to remain in a miserable condition. He naturally becomes very morose because he wants to enjoy material facilities. So, in this verse, there are few important things that we can discuss about. One is Mrityu Gaja Bhayat, out of fear of death, elephant of death. So death is being compared with an elephant. So if you can imagine elephant, so elephant is very huge, it is very majestic, it is very powerful. It is really very difficult to control an elephant. It is difficult to control its movement. Similarly, death is like that. So death also is compared to the elephant because we cannot control the death, and it is very majestic, it is very powerful, and no one can control it. And Tamasi Giri Kandare Praying. And the fear is compared with the dark caves in the mountain. Parais, out of fear elephant death, he falls in the darkness found in the mountain cave. So I'll just stop sharing now. So it has been said that it is compared with the darkness of the mountain. Darkness signifies the ignorance. Darkness signifies that we are not aware about something. So that is called darkness. So it is said that Mrityu Gajabhyat Tamasi Gri Kandre Pray. So why we are discussing this this chapter? This is about the material world as great forest of enjoyment. So this is discussion in Jar Bharat. And the point of discussion here is that it is not that we want to understand this story of the material forest of enjoyment, but it is we're discussing so that we can remind ourselves that we are situated in this forest and we need to come out of this forest. We do not want to face this problem again and again. So if we have a disease, so it is said that once a person dies. So for example, a person is suffering from a very severe disease like cancer, or liver has failed, kidney has failed, lungs have failed, something like very severe disease. All of suffering is there, and then people they think that uh, death is the only solution sometimes, and they pray that I may die. Sometimes people are very old and medicine also does not work. So anyhow, in very severe condition, people they think that if I die, then all the problem will be finished. But there is another disease that does not finish it without death, and that is called bhava, disease of bhava. Bhava means taking birth and again dying, again taking birth, again dying. So this disease of taking birth and dying, so that is not finished without death. So death is the beginning of new cycle of birth and death. So here we're discussing about this condition, and then so that we can remind ourselves and we can come out of it. And in the next verse, verse 34, he said that Kochis Sitavatadi Aneka Daivika Bhautika Atmiyanam Dukkhanam Pratinivare Akalpaha Duranta Visaya Visanna Aste. So everything, the problem starts here with our forgetting our relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So everything depends on our consciousness, our chetana. For example, that I am sitting here very comfortably, but because I am with the consciousness that everything in my house is all right. My children who are outside this room, they are not in trouble. My house is not in trouble. My job is not in trouble because I'm sitting here. There's nothing. There's no trouble in the world till I'm going doing this class. So I'm very comfortable situated. So this is my consciousness. And whenever we deal with someone or we deal with something, it's all depends on our consciousness. For example, let us discuss one example of a car. Okay. So if it is my car and I'm driving my own car and then I take care of my car, so that is gives me a different kind of feeling. And suppose I take my friend's car and then I drive his car, then uh, my thought will be that let me keep this car very nice and clean so that my friend will be happy. When it is my car, then I keep my car clean and get it repair. I do everything, but the happiness is mine, and I think that is my car, and I should be very I boast of it. So I'm filled with pride, and I have my ego with this car. This is my car. No one should touch the car. But the moment I think that this is my friend's car, or for example, this car is has been offered by government for the government officials or by the company, or you are using friend's car, then when you clean this car and keep it nicely, then the consciousness is like that my friend will be happy, or my boss will be happy, my company will be happy by seeing that I'm keeping good care of this car. So I do not get any ego or any attachment with the car. And no matter how clean I keep it, and I drive very safely, but my consciousness is that I should use the car very nicely so that the owner of the car will be very happy. Same is the case with us. So the moment I start thinking that this is my body, and then I should take bath, I should be look clean, I should wear nice clothes, and then when people will praise me that Prabhu, you are look great, then that boosts my ego, and I get more attached to this body, and then I try to make this body look more beautiful, more stronger, something like that. But the moment a person comes to Krishna consciousness and he reads Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita, and then he reads the slokas like Bhagavad Gita chapter 7, where Lord says that Bhumi, Apo, Analo, Vayu, Kham, Mano, Buddhirevacha, Ahankara, Ityame, Bhinna, Prakriti, Ashtadha. So all this material body is the external energy of Lord, and the soul that is which is sitting within this body is Mame Vamso Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. So then when someone hears the first time, nothing happens practically. But in association a devotee, when we hear this Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, we continuously hear this, then what happens that the moment we start thinking that this body is not mine, this body belongs to Krishna, and I am also his servant because I am his part and parcel. So that is a basic consciousness from where this Krishna consciousness starts. And then thereafter, a person, when he takes care of his body, then if he starts thinking that if I take care of this body, Krishna will be happy. So that is why I take care of this body. I give nice food, I give nice rest to this body. It's not that I am taking rest. I am because soul is not tired. It is the body that is tired. Soul is not tired. So when I say that I am taking rest, it is a wrong statement because I am not this body. I am soul. I am different from this body, and soul never gets tired. Never gets tired. It is not affected by any disease. It is not affected by any kind of dualities. So when I say that I'm tired, I'm hungry, and I'm diseased, I'm feeling distressed. It is not. It is the wrong statement. Rather, our consciousness when we join Krishna consciousness movement and we read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and purport of Srila Prabhupada, then we becomes very convinced that I am not this body. So all the feelings of this body, we would rather say that my body is tired, my body needs some rest, and that is what we should start thinking like that. And then we should think that I'm taking care of this body because this body belongs to Lord Krishna. And if I take good care of this body, Lord Krishna will be happy, seeing that he's taking good care of whatever has been given to him. So here, one important thing is that when we think that this body belongs to Krishna and I'm taking care of this body on behalf of Krishna, so the Krishna will be happy, then if something wrong needs to be done to take care of this body, then I will think that no, this is not allowed. Krishna will be not happy. For example, the car example that we discussed. So if I'm driving my friend's car and I know that my friend always puts in premium grades of everything, he uses original spare parts, and the petrol that he uses is the premium petrol he uses, or diesel that he uses the premium diesel, or anything that he uses is a premium one, is the best one, and he never does anything which is sub quality or which has been stolen by someone, then he puts it there. He will never do it. He always takes his car to the authorized dealers only. Similarly, so I will always take my car means my friend's car, to the authorized dealer. I will use original spare parts. I will not do anything that is harmful to the car. Okay, similarly, when I start thinking that this body belongs to Lord Krishna, he is a real proprietor, but he is given to me for some time. So I must take care of this car, and I should not use this body for anything wrong, and um, I should not maintain this body by any wrong means. So therefore, whatever has been forbidden in the shastras, whatever activities has been forbidden by the guru, by the sadhus, by the Vaishnavas, so I should not do that activity, so that Krishna will be very happy that I am taking care of this body in a good way. And if I'm diseased, if I'm tired, so I should always say that my body is tired. It's not that I am tired. And when we start thinking like that, that I am away from this body, so drish and drashta. So we should become like a drashta. Drashta means the observer. I am the observer of the activity of my body. I am not this body. So no matter how much we hear this philosophy, it is very difficult that we get attached to it, and therefore it is said that we should chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So we have this one part of our internal senses. So we have these external senses, hand, leg, eyes. So these are external senses. We also have the internal senses, that is man, buddhi, ahankara, and chitta. So chitta is that function of our internal senses, which like a storehouse of all those memories, and even the past memories. So we also have memories in our brain, so that it stores whatever we do in this life, in this body itself. But chitta is something which carries the memories from the past, memories and sanskaras from the past. So because for the many years, I was constantly thinking that this body belongs to me, and I should enjoy this body, and I should do everything that will give me enjoyment. But now suddenly something changed. My association changed. I came into association of some different kind of people. Some people who are Krishna conscious, and then they started telling me that this is not your body. This body belongs to Krishna, and you are not this body. You are servant of Lord Krishna, and therefore you should work everything to please Lord Krishna. And then there is certain changes. It is very difficult for me to accept. So many doubts starts arising in my mind, that how it can be that I am not this body. I was thinking it's my body, and I don't have any memory of past life. But uh, but from the scriptures, but from the other people, we hear that we also had the past birth. And as like even Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, we see that Arjuna says that katham etha vijaniyam tamada praktamaniti. When Lord Krishna says to Arjuna that this same science what I'm talking to you now in this battlefield of Kurukshetra, same thing I discussed with the sun god long back. And then sun god gave the same knowledge to his sons, and that is how the Guru Parampara started. If Lord Krishna says that I gave this knowledge to son, so it may be understood that he may have given it now. But Lord Krishna says that I gave it to son god, and that same knowledge he passed on. That means he gave this knowledge to son god in the very beginning. And then Arjuna asked the question that how can I know that you gave this knowledge to son god before? How is that possible? Because you are of my same age, we are in the same time frame. So if a person like Arjuna, he is not able to remember his past life, he is not able to remember the many births, what happened. So how we can think that we will be able to remember it? Even memory, Lord says that matta smriti jnana apohanam cha. So whatever remembrance and forgetfulness comes, it is beyond our control. It is not within our control. It is controlled by directly Lord Krishna. And Bhagavatam also it again said that whenever we are taking help, for example, Prabhuji said me that you need to discuss on these verses. So I started reading Bhagavatam, and I started thinking that what are things I should discuss. So, and I was alone and I was just thinking, and I felt that somebody is reciprocating, some ideas coming from within. So Bhagavatam says that whenever you feel like you're talking to yourself, it's like you're talking to Supreme Lord who is sitting within you, and he guides you. He said that you can move in this direction. So the idea here is that we are not this body, and we are soul, and we should start observing ourselves. We should start observing our body. We should not think that actually these are being done to me. And no matter how much philosophically we discussed, to realize this from the philosophical point of view, it is very, very difficult. And and if one wants to understand that I am not this body, how do I realize that I am not this body? So there is, I mean, what to say? So one will not get if he has no idea on what benefit I can get out of it. So they will not try for it. So I mean, sometimes what happens that a person fails in his life, he fails miserably, or something drastically happens, and then he start thinking that what happened to me? How should I come out of these conditions? And then they may start thinking about, and they go for penances, they may do great tapasyas and all these things to realize that I am not this body. But there is a very better way to do this. And Srimad Bhagavatam, it says that Nivirta tasya upagiya manas, from 10th canto, chapter 1, sloka number 4. So Nivirta tasya upagiya manat bhava ausadit srota manoviramat. So this discussion about the activities of Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna is the Bhava Ausadi. Bhava Ausadi means this discussion about the past times of Lord Krishna has the power to destroy this disease called Bhava. Bhava means taking birth and dying, birth and death, birth and death. So this cycle of birth and death So for Gyanis, they have to do lot of tapasya, they need to do lot of austerity, they need to study so much, they need to always remind themselves that I am not this body, I am not this body. But in the Bhagavatam says that just by listening to the activities of Lord Krishna from a proper source, from proper person, what happens that it is acts like a bhava ausadi. And other processes of self realization and understanding that I am not this body, like jnana marga or the dhyana marga, or doing some great austerities, they also helps us to understand that we are not this body, and they also helps us to overcome this repeated cycle of birth and death. But they are like a bitter pills. It is very difficult. It is not applicable to everyone. Everyone is not eligible to do the activity. I mean, I cannot perform great austerity, but the activities in past times of Lord Krishna, his past times in his childhood, his past times the gopis, his past times in the battlefield, his past times when he performed many wonderful tasks, when he got married with the different queens, his past times Rukmani, and his past times Dwarka Leelas. So even his killing of the demons, he fought with Jarasandha 17 times, and the 18th time he ran away. His killing of the Kal Yavana, his killing of the Putana, Trinavat, Aghasur, Bakasur. So they are very, they are very sweet to hear. And his pastimes of stealing butter, and then Mother Yashoda, he binds him, and then again he frees the Yamlarjan tree, Nalkubara. So all these pastimes are what they say. They say, Shrota Mana Viramat. So they are very nectarian to our ears and also to our mind. And everyone can release it. Even the small children can release it. Even those who are not very knowledgeable, they also release it. Even those who are very old, they can also release it. And what happens that this acts like a bhava ausadi, Shrota Mano Viramat. And therefore, Maharaj Parikshit, he says that Kaha Uttama Sloka Gunani Vadat Human Virijit Bina Pasuganat. So only those persons who are like killer, killer of the animals, or who are like killer of the self, they will not be interested in hearing these pastimes of Lord Krishna. So the same topic is being discussed here also. It says that those persons who forgets the relationship with Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he forgets. He's not aware that what is his relationship with Supreme Personality of Godhead, what is the relationship of this world with Supreme Personality of Godhead, what is the relationship of this body, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and how this relationship acts. So for him, there's no controller. And although even the thing that there is a controller, so generally people that think that the only relationship is exists is to accept, take it, take from the God. It is so they do not think that what I can give. So they would say that I don't have anything to give you. Nothing belongs to me. Everything belongs to you. So what can I give you? So this is the, um, I mean, normal feelings or understanding of the pious people. They think that this entire world belongs to Lord Krishna, and I belong to Lord Krishna. The house belongs to Lord Krishna. So what can I give it to him? He's the supreme proprietor. He's the supreme Lord. So they always ask something from the Lord. So they ask whatever they require from the Lord. And then even they are conscious that there is a supreme Lord, but they do not get engaged in his service, but they always ask from it. But then they are also better than those who think that there is no one supreme controller in this universe, and everything that they do is they have to do it, and kama upohoga paramat. So they think that only sense enjoyment is the topmost activity, and there's no controller. And in the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says that this is the mentality of the asuras. So at least those devotees who are Krishna conscious, who who are who has the habit of listening to Srimad Bhagavatam, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, they listen to Bhagavatam. So at least they they transcend themselves from this consciousness that everything belongs to Lord, and there's nothing that I can give him because he's self-satisfied. He's Atma Rama. So what I can give it to him? So I should always ask from him. So from there they transcend that they start loving him, and they want to serve him. So there are many grades of devotees and people like that. So all those they remember this relationship with the Krishna. So our condition life is only because we forget the relationship with Lord Krishna. And when you forget the relationship with Lord Krishna, so for example, if I wake up in the morning and I forget that this house is not mine and I'm staying on a rented apartment, and I think that this is my own house, so my entire feeling will be different. And the moment we start thinking that this house is rented house, I will be kicked out anytime, and the owner may give me notice of 1 month and say that please vacate this house. He can do it anytime. So at that time, my consciousness will be different. So here to say that those who forgets the relationship with Krishna, and then they are simply engaged in different types of mischievous and sinful activities. Mischievous and sinful activities are those activities, just like it is said that yakasishta asana santo muchante salvikil visay bhunjate agham papam ye pachanti atma karanat. So because we don't realize that everything belongs to Lord and he is the yaga purusha, everything has to be done for his pleasure, and then we start thinking that we need to do it for our own pleasure, and then this is called as sinful activities. Yagasishta asana chanto muchante sarvakil visay bhunjate te agham papam ye pachanti atma karanat. So those who prepare food or those who try to enjoy themselves, they are just enjoying sinful activities, and the result of sinful activities is always miseries. And this miseries comes in threefold misery: adhyatmic, Adi Bhautik, and Adi Devik. So these three kinds of images they comes, and they always fear the death. They always fearful of death because they have no idea what will happen after the death, and therefore it is said that tamasi giri kandare praya. So they are afraid of this darkness. They think that death is like a darkness. This it is the end of everything, and there's nothing beyond. But a devotee knows that there's a good life beyond death, and death is not for him. And then such kind of people they welcome death. So this we read in the Leela of Vitrasura. So Vitrasura, he was there in the battlefield, and there was this Bajra in the hand of Indra, and Vitrasur was saying to Indra that Indra, attack me with this Bajra and kill me. And because I know the art of dying, I'm not afraid of death because I can meditate upon my Lord. And when we attack with the Bajra, that time I will in complete trance. I will meditate on the Lord, and you kill me. And what will happen? There are many benefits if you kill me. One benefit is like you will become victorious. You will get back whatever you wanted, your kingdom, and all those animals who are hungry, they will get the food of as my body, and they can, because my body is very huge, they will enjoy this for the many time, for many years they can eat my body. So Vitrasa is not afraid of death, whereas Indra, although he's the demigod, but he was afraid of death. He was afraid that because initially when Indra threw his club, his gada, then Vitrasura hold it and he again threw it back, and that was so hard that his Eravat, he was almost unconscious, and Indra also felt and he was also unconscious. Then he sometime he woke up, and then he could cure Eravat, and then he was afraid. He was thinking that if I attack Vitrasura with this Bajra, then what may happen that Vitrasura may take hold of this Vajra and again attack on me. And then what will happen? Then I will die. So Indra was very much afraid of death. Indra was very much afraid of losing his kingdom. Indra was very afraid of losing his opulences, his ability to enjoy the senses. So that is the same condition that is we have now. But we need to transform our conditions, consciousness of Indra consciousness to that of great devotee like Vitrasura consciousness. And we should not be afraid of death. It is very easy for me to say that we should not be afraid of death, but everyone is afraid of death because we do not have any idea that what is death is like, and we do not have any idea that what will happen after I die. But this scenario is different for those devotees who are engaged in the service of Lord, and especially um, who have started getting the taste of devotion services. And the taste of devotion services is different for different kind of people. For example, in the initially when we start doing some devotional services, and then say for example you get promoted, you get married, and you have birth of a child, or your problems are solved, your disease is removed. So we think that this is the taste of devotional services, and we think that uh, from the time I got Krishna conscious, my life has become very nice, and there's no trouble in my house, and I feel very safe in the house. Everything is all right. And then we get more attached to the body, and also we get more attached to the devotional services like chanting and doing seva. But we are more attached to the devotional services because we think that because I'm attached to this chanting, I'm doing this chanting, and I'm attached to devotional services, and therefore my life is very good. But what happens that once a person starts in Krishna consciousness, he starts chanting, and more troubles comes to his life. His health deteriorates. There's a loss in his business. There are loss in his family. So he start thinking that what is happening? I mean, I started this Krishna consciousness. I started chanting. I started associating with devotees, but I'm losing everything. There's something wrong with this process, and I should avoid this process. And they go out sometime. And so when we say that we like the devotional services, then we should think why I'm liking these devotional services. Is it because I get something benefit out of these devotional services, or why? So a devotee is like Lord Kapil Dev said. Like Kapil Dev said that um, even if I give them all different kinds of salokya, sarupya, sayuja, diye manam na ginanti, mat sevanam bina. So he said that even if I give all those kind of different liberations and all the opulences, they do not accept it because they are more inclined to serving me because they have realized that serving Lord is more suited than enjoying ourselves. So that is what we say that we are releasing the devotional life. And the person who can reach that stage, who can reach the stage, then for him he understand the things as they are. Just for example, Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that bhaktya ma abhijanati yavan yes jasmi tatvatah. So one who is engaged in devotional services, he knows me as I am. So when one is engaged in devotional services, so according to his understanding, he knows the Lord, or to say Lord will reveal to him. For example, if someone thinks that Lord Krishna is supreme like a father, and he's a father, so Lord will reveal him just like how much detail a father can give to his son. So father may not give all details to his son as much required to him, he will give him. And someone who loves Lord just like his friend in the so a friend may reveal more detailed secret to him. If someone loves Lord Krishna just like his master, and then he's like a servant. So Lord Krishna will reveal only those as much a master can reveal to his servant. But when someone engaged in friendship, or someone engaged in more intense with Lord Krishna, so he will reveal with him. And when there is no barrier between devotee and Lord Krishna, then at that stage, Lord Krishna will remain completely as he is. So when Lord Krishna says that bhaktyam abhijanati yavan asmi tattvataha. So tattvataha, how Lord is will be revealed according to what kind of relations we develop with Lord Krishna. So there are people who does this bhajana or bhakti are on different stages. So one person who does because they are not interested in this material world, and then they do chanting. So they are called muni. And one person who does chanting, but now he has developed a kind of taste, a rati for the chanting, for the devotion services. They are called Muni Sattar. So they are better than the Muni. But one person who does the devotion services by being situated in some kind of relationship with Lord Krishna. So those kind of devotees are called Muni Sattama. Muni Sattama. So in Bhagavatam, we will say that many times Sukdev Goswami has been said as Muni Sattama. Muni Sattama, he is being referred. So one who is a Muni Sattama, they know Lord Krishna as he is. And the moment one person realizes Lord Krishna as he is, he also realizes his body, he also realizes everything in relationship with Krishna. And that is the point that he is not afraid of death. And that is a stage that we want to achieve. And unless we attain to that stage, we will always be afraid of this mrityu gaja bhayat. So we'll be afraid of the death, just like a person is fearful of the elephant. So if elephant is standing in front of me and it is prepared to kill me, I don't see that I can escape from it. And then and because we are not aware of our relationship with Krishna, we are not aware of my body relations with Krishna. I'm not aware of this entire creation, what it relations with Krishna. Then what happens that we get engaged in many sinful activities. We and then we suffer the miserable bodily conditions, and then we are affected by this dualities. Although Lord Krishna says that matra sparsastu konteya sitosna sukha dukkada, and we may read it many times. One may chant this sloka 108 times, but that realization will not come. This is not that easy that I say this and I realize this. It takes time. It takes time, and it is something that is given to a person, and that can comes only by the gorgeous mercy of the Lord and the Vaishnavas and the gurus. So we should always try to please our guru, and I would say gurus. So Bandeham Sri Gurun. So it is said that there are many different kinds of gurus in the path of self realizations. So we should please all the gurus, and we should try to please Vaishnavas. And so sometimes Lord will get pleased with our these activities, because we are always thinking that we want to please Lord. We can also start saying like that. So we can say to Lord, because Lord Krishna says that Chaturvarna Maya Srishtam Guna Karma Vibhagasaham Tasya Kartaram Tasya Kartarapi Aham Mam. So Lord says that I met these different kinds of categories. So we can say to Lord that uh, this Varnashram Dharma is not created by me. So it is created by you. So if I act, according to the Shastras, oh Lord, be pleased with my act. So I can say that, as Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, yat karosi, yat asnasi, yat juhudasi, yat tapasya kontya, tat kurusha madarpanam. Whatever you eat. So here the statement we should read like that. So whatever is authorized to eat, whatever is authorized to do, so that only act we should perform, and we should think that may Lord Krishna be pleased with my activity. For example, I am taking care of this body because this body belongs to Lord Krishna, and I take care of the body according to Shastra. Then we can say that may Lord Krishna be pleased with my eating. May Lord Krishna be pleased with my act of sleeping. May Lord Krishna be pleased with the act of taking my care of my kids, because these kids are not actually my kids; they are your kids, and and you have given them in my custody. and I'm acting as per your, this world belongs to Lord Krishna, this activity belongs to Lord Krishna, I belong to Lord Krishna, my body belongs to Lord Krishna, and all the results belongs to Lord Krishna. So in that consciousness, we should always think that whatever I do from the moment I wake up and to sleep, and also in sleep, whatever I think, may I engage in only those activities which pleases Lord Krishna. So that mentality we need to develop, that I want to please my Lord Krishna with all my activities. I should not speak in a way that will not please Lord Krishna. So we can pray to our Guru Maharaj, and we can pray Lord Krishna that with my body, with my mind, with my activity, with my words, with anything that I do or think, within mind or outside activity, which that should please Lord Krishna. So we should make this aim of pleasing Lord Krishna. Then what happens that whatever we do will be taken as we are trying to please Lord Krishna. So we can understand this concept in a way like, for example, I book a ticket after 1 month. I want to go to Vrindavan. So the moment I book a ticket and I get a confirmed ticket that my ticket is booked, then then I sleep also. I just think that I should take care of my body so that I will be healthy, so that I can go to Vrindavan and do parikrama, whatever I want to do. So, but from the day I booked a ticket to go to Vrindavana, whatever activity I am performing will be counted as for going to Vrindavana. So I sleep well, I eat well, I take care of body, I buy something that I will carry this bag to Vrindavana, and then I spend some money. I do my work in such a way that my all the tasks are finished before I go to Vrindavan. And so, in the sense that whatever I do will be counted as for the purpose of going to Vrindavana. Similarly, say for example, a person who makes his aim that I want to become prime minister of this country, I want to become an IAS officer, and that aim he takes in the when he was the age of say 5 years or 6 years. So it is a very long journey that he will be able to become the PM or the IAS officer or the doctor or anything that he aims for. But because he aimed for something, he want to achieve that state. So we always think that will this activity will help me to achieve my goal. So therefore, whatever he does will be counted as that he wanted to achieve. Maybe he fails sometime. So when he becomes PM or he becomes IS officer or doctor, he always say that whatever I did was a learning for me, and that helped me to achieve my goal. Similarly, if we make our goal, if we write it properly, that my only goal is to please Lord Krishna and Guru, and so that I may not know that will my activity will please Lord Krishna. So I take guidance from the Shastras, from the Gurus, that will this activity please Lord Krishna. But my purpose is that may Lord Krishna please. If Lord Krishna is pleased with my death, let death comes to me. If Lord Krishna pleased with me with suffering from disease, let disease comes to me. So my purpose is only that Lord Krishna is pleased. So then that devotee, what happens that whatever condition comes to his life, what he thinks that this condition is comes because Lord Krishna is pleased with me, therefore this condition has come. So let this condition be prevail and more, so that Lord Krishna is pleased more and more. Say for example, if I fail, or if I get succeeded, or if I do anything, but my purpose will be the Lord Krishna is pleased. So if someone makes that consciousness, that goal of his life, that only one goal in his life, that may Lord Krishna and Gurus be pleased with my all my activities, with my words, my senses. So that is called real Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness does not mean that there is a supreme Lord and he's there to fulfill my demand, and therefore I should go and ask him, or just like Prabhupada you say, oh Lord, give us our daily bread. So Prabhupada condemned this idea that he said it is good, it is better than those who does not go to Lord, but he said it is not good to go and ask. So Krishna consciousness, developing Krishna consciousness, as Prabhupada has says that those who are not Krishna conscious, so for them all this trouble start. So becoming Krishna consciousness means start thinking that from today onwards, my only purpose in life will be to please Krishna. So even if I work, it should please to Krishna. If I sit, it should please to Krishna. If I sleep, it should be pleasing to Krishna. If I eat, it should be pleasing to Krishna. So my only purpose in life is to please Krishna and Guru. And therefore, if that purpose becomes, proper in my mind, I don't think anything else. I don't think anything else. Other thing would be just a byproduct. So I go to office, I do my job, I go to market, I purchase something, I go to any places, I go to Vrindavan, any place I go there. But my purpose is that may Lord Krishna will pleased with my activity. So just like Arjuna, with Arjuna, Lord Krishna is pleased by killing the Kauravas. Lord Krishna is pleased. So that is a very different kind of activity, killing. But we are not engaged in killing anyone, right? So we are only engaged in say good activities. So we are doing some job, we are working in some companies, we are taking care of our houses, we are taking care of our responsibility as father, as mother, as brother, or different kind of responsibility. And those responsibilities, those relationships are not established by myself. Those relationships exist eternally. And the responsibilities, the kartavyas are also defined by the Shastras, by the Vedas, who are the Vedas which are just like represents the Lord only. So I am just acting according to that. We just need to say that because I'm trying to act according to Vedas, according to Shastras, I'm taking care of this. So may Lord please with this. May Lord please with this. And whatever condition comes to my life, I will accept that this is pleasing to Lord Krishna. Therefore, it is comes to me because I want to live or I want to die just for the pleasure of Lord Krishna. So there are good poems where they say that if if uh, if Lord Krishna is pleased to see me in distress condition, let the distress will be 1 million times more. So that Lord Krishna is pleased 1 million times more. If Lord Krishna is pleased with my death, let death comes now itself, so that he will be pleased. He will not wait for 70 years that he will personally die and I will be pleased. So that is the condition that he has nothing for himself. He wakes up for please the Lord Krishna. He sleeps for please the Lord Krishna. That is the consciousness. That is the consciousness that one has in mind. It will not appear outside. It may not appear outside. That is a consciousness in the mind that is there. And that consciousness has to develop. And that is called Krishna consciousness. And those who does not have this Krishna consciousness, they will definitely be engaged in some sinful activities, and then they will have to suffer this three for miserable life. Because the moment I want to enjoy this body, then we have to suffer, because in this world there's nothing called enjoyment. It's just like conditioning of the body, conditioning the mind, that we feel it is enjoyment. The moment the condition changes, we will not feel it to be enjoyable. So I will stop here. We have some 5 minutes more. And so I spoke on many topics, but I'm not expert. I'm not that realized person on all these topics. I spoke based on whatever I have read and whatever I have heard. And so let's discuss what is your thought. Because this is nothing like knowledge kind of thing. This is always thing is that one has to realize it. I mean, I can keep samosa or gulab jamun in front of me, and I can keep talking about for many, many years about it. But the person who eats it, he realizes it immediately. So similarly, this all this one can read Bhagavatam, one can hear Bhagavatam for many, many lifetime, but if he has not realized it, if the consciousness has not come to his mind, then just simply talking about will is not going to help much. But it is helpful in the one sense that until unless I hear from someone that this should be my mood, how would I develop that mood? So in that regard, it is helpful, but it will be beneficial to our personal self when we are able to develop that taste, that consciousness. And if we are thinking that how I will develop that consciousness, then the only answer is that we should chant regularly. And I've heard that if we chant for a longer duration continuously, for example, uh, we chant 2 hours continuously. But just sometimes you experience chanting for 6 hours, 7 hours, 10 hours continuously. So continuous chanting of the Lord without any break uh, will help us to develop those kind of consciousness. So that is what I have heard from different classes. So that's all. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity to talk on the Bhagavatam. Although I am not the proper person, thank you very much.
Hare Krishna Premavasya Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji. Thank you very much for very nice class, Prabhu. Devotees, you may please unmute your mic and share your questions or reflections that you may have, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Mataji.
Very nice, Prabhu. I always used to think, I want to do, but my body is not cooperating to do. For example, climbing a mountain or something. I want to do it, go by walk. Same thing happened for the Govardhan Parikrama. I was not confident that I could do it. It's like what you say is very nice, Prabhu. It's the mind wants to do it or your soul wants to do it, but the body is not perfect. And very rightly you explained in terms of this body doesn't belong to us and we have to take care of it. And very nice things today, Prabhu. Thank you for the wonderful class.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams, Prabhu. Wonderful, wonderful class, Prabhu. Thank you so much. So many points, practical points you said, how to be in Krishna consciousness throughout the day. Prabhu, I've been listening to this knowledge. I'm not this body, I'm the soul. But I feel I can't get a grip of it in reality, Prabhu. So what we have to do, Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji. So we hear about it, but we don't understand it, because to get something, we need to get that patrata. So to understand that, to live a life, a person who has realized that he is not this body, so that requires certain kind of patrata or eligibility, and that eligibility develops. I would rather say that eligibility is provided to those persons who are who desires for it, and then who does something for it. So one thing that it is said that if you chant for longer duration time, so therefore sometime we say that during Ekadasi or something like that, we sit together and chant for 64 rounds and together. So constant remembrance of Lord Krishna is one thing without any offenses, and associating with a devotee who is at that consciousness. So what happens that although we chant and we read, but we again are more associated with those persons who will say that my plan is that I want to get a 2 BHK house. My plan is that my son will go to. So we keep hearing about this body and this body and this body, and we plan. So although we listen to Bhagavatam for 1 hour, but we listen that we are this body and we need to do this with the body. This Bhagavatam is not a practical thing, and how can it practical? How can we think that I'm not this body for rest of the time, 22 hours or more, 15 hours, 16 hours, or 8 hours in offices, and therefore listening to 1 hour and listening to 8 hours, our mind get distracted. So we stand in midway. Somebody is saying that I'm not this body, so I should act in that way. Somebody is saying that we are this body, doesn't matter what I'm, but now this body belongs to us, and we should try to do this. So we should try to associate more and more with person who thinks that they are not this body and they serve Lord Krishna. So by that association only, we'll be able to develop that consciousness. Otherwise, it is very difficult. And therefore, what happens that a devotee, what that does is that with body, they are in the office, but with mind, they're in the Bhagavatam. So we can do it many times, because even if we have this practice of doing like this, so our mind may be some of else, but our body performing. So we achieve certain level of competency in the mind and intelligence, that even if our consciousness is somewhere else, but we are able to perform our tasks to the best. So that is what, with body we should be in the office, with the body we should be in the house, but with the mind we should be constantly thinking about whatever we read in the class or whatever we heard in the class. So that is how we can transform slowly, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Dandavat pranams.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandavat pranams. Thank you for the wonderful class, Prabhu. So many practical points you have given us, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna devotees, are there any other reflection or comments or questions? Okay. So thank you very much, Prabhuji, for the wonderful class. I want to make a quick announcement. Tomorrow morning we will have class in the temple from 8 o'clock. His Holiness Trivikrama Swami Maharaj, this dear disciple of Srila Prabhupada, will be giving class, and he will be giving his association tomorrow morning and tomorrow evening, and also I think today evening as well. I think I'll check the announcement.
It's so wonderful. We are having association of Prabhupada disciples these days, Prabhu. So many of them are coming to our temple. I think we are all of us abreast.
So all they all came to this ISKCON Kharghar in opening ceremony.
Yeah. That Bombay one.
Yes, Navi Mumbai. So they all were here. So we are very fortunate enough to see them and hear them.
Okay, so I request the devotees to be tuned up for the messages coming up in our community group. The timings are mentioned in that. Tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, Maharaj will be giving his association. Those who can join by directly being present, physically present in the temple, that's perfect. But those who are not able to join, please try to join via the Zoom session or the YouTube. So with this announcement, we will end this today's session with Vaishnava Pranam. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa siddho vyayasya patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. Thank you very much, Premavasya Prabhu, one more time for. I know that I kept rescheduling this class 3-4 times.
No issue,
Because
Prabhuji.
we had senior Vaishnavas and
Yes.
Maharaj, they were coming to our temple, so I had to reschedule. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
And Nityam Gaur Premanande Hari.
Hari Bol.